Anna Bligh has stared down her caucus over privatisation. State Labor MPs gathered today for a post-mortem on the federal election to discuss what it means for them. Amid fears the Bligh government is facing an electoral whipping in 2012, the Premier faced calls for the asset sales to be revisited.
Making a beeline for caucus, there were those wanting to stay the privatisation course.
It's the toughest decision, but it's the right decision. I do not waver from it.
The government's made some tough economic decisions and I support all of them.
So you support privatisation?
I do.
And those looking for a new direction.
This is about a rethink, not about a revolt. I'm going to go in there, say what I believe.
It's a private meeting of the caucus and I'll be talking to my caucus colleagues.
There were ringing endorsements for the Premier.
We have a strong leader in Premier Anna Bligh, and I support the economic strategy that we have set forward that she is leading, and that includes privatisation.
And others not quite so.
Are you happy with the leadership?
Look, at this stage, I don't see anyone else putting up their hands unless they've rung everyone but me.
They got the chance to air their concerns at the first caucus meeting since the federal election. Earlier in the day, inspecting progress on Brisbane's Eastern Busway, Anna Bligh tried to calm the disquiet.
It's tough, but you've got to have the guts to see it through, and that's what we'll be doing.
And challenged her critics to come up with an alternative economic plan.
If there is some other way, then I'm not going to be stubborn and close my mind to it, but it'll have to be a way that keeps these projects going.
The Premier denies she's a liability to the party, but says she'd stand aside if she became one.
If that was the case at some stage in the future, of course, that's the responsibility of leadership.
A leadership being put to the test.
And state political reporter Jessica Van Bonderen joins me now from Parliament House. Jess, what's the latest?
Well, David, that caucus meeting began at about 3 o'clock this afternoon. The Premier only emerged about half an hour ago, so obviously Labor MPs had quite a lot to discuss this evening. The Premier described the meeting as constructive and positive. One of her backbenchers said it was convivial and that there was no bloodletting. The main topics, of course, the federal election result, as well as the controversial privatisation program that's created some unrest in Labor ranks over the last week or so. But the Premier emerged from that meeting standing firm. It would appear there is no backing away from that policy. Here's what she had to say a short time ago.
I went into the meeting, as I have for the last 18 months, outlining our program and our economic strategy. That strategy is a tough one, but it will make Queensland a stronger, better state. I outlined the reasons for it again to my caucus, and caucus member after caucus member said that while it was tough in their electorates, they wanted to see us building. They wanted to see more roads, more hospitals and more schools.
So, Jess, what about the Premier's leadership?
Well, Anna Bligh says the leadership question wasn't even put during the caucus meeting this evening. She says she's confident in her leadership and that she has a united team. So it would appear that she's got the caucus on side tonight. Perhaps the bigger job for Anna Bligh will be to try to win over Queenslanders before the next state poll in 2012.
Thanks, Jessica Van Bonderen there at Parliament House.